Hi everyone, for today's video I wanted to walk through all the art I create in a week as a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to kind of see how much I actually finish in a week. Sometimes I do more than this, sometimes I don't do any art for a week. But I try to at least do a little bit throughout the week, even if it's just for fun or just to keep up my skills. I have been trying to record this intro for like 3 days. So we ended up just having a little baby in the intro, which is totally fine. For this sketchbook spread, I'm just doing some cats and dogs with reference photos that I thought looked fun, and I'm doing these in graphite with some shading. I'm gonna do these kind of similar to how I did another sketchbook spread that I had a video on, so I will link that if you're interested. If you have seen my past videos, you know that I'm an art teacher. I taught in public school, and then the last couple years I've been teaching high school online, and I just wrapped up the school year a couple months ago, but I'm actually not planning on returning in the fall. My daughter's just about 1. I'm planning on taking a break, being a stay-at-home mom, just while we have really little ones, and then I'll hopefully go back to teaching art once they're a little bit older. But I'm excited to just be home with her. Even though I'm not going to be working, my personal art is still a big part of my life, so I try to still regularly create, and I also like doing like freelance jobs or stuff on the side, or even like making these YouTube videos is just a fun outlet for me. I keep trying to work on art weekly as much as I can, even if I don't really have to for my job anymore. Personally, I only really make art when my daughter's sleeping, so during nap time or after bedtime is when I do any art. I've kind of tried to do it while she's awake, but I don't know, I just feel like I can't really get in the zone and enjoy it. I would just rather do it when she's napping or after bedtime so I can really relax and enjoy the process. I feel like maybe when she's a little bit older, I'll be able to do it with her. For now, it just kind of works best for me to wait until she's asleep. I also feel like prioritizing nap time and after bedtime as like a time for me to do things that I enjoy is really helpful. It kind of gives me a break and is also really motivating for me to try to get everything else that I need to get done during other parts of the day. So obviously then I'm doing most chores and like cooking with her and everything like that. I'm not doing it during nap time, but I kind of feel like it's good for her to be a part of the household that way and see me doing all of the chores, and as she gets older, hopefully participate. So I feel like that kind of works. Obviously there's times I have to do things around the house during her nap time and I can't get to art, but for the most part I do try to save it for things that I enjoy. Okay, I am hearing my daughter awake over there in her crib. So this is as far as I got. I feel like it's a good base to kind of get started with. So I'll come back to it hopefully tonight. I'll be able to come back to it. My husband is working tonight, so I'll be home alone. So hopefully I can get maybe some more progress with this and start filling in the shading a little bit. I kind of have a plan for how I want to do my values and like kind of a hatching method maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But that's how far I made it this time. I'm going to call it a night here. I feel like I really didn't make that much progress, but most of it was just kind of figuring out the technique I want to do for the rest of these. So I was kind of experimenting a little bit for part of it, but I settled on something I like and got in the flow. But it's 9 o'clock now, so I was probably working on it for like an hour and a half. Wow, I can't believe I spent an hour and a half on that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night and watch a TV show and go to bed. Okay, so this is what I finished during her nap. She's still sleeping, but we're gonna go to the pool once she wakes up. So I'm just gonna stop here, and I probably won't work on anything else tonight because my husband has the day off, so we'll probably just hang out and I will continue on with the sketchbook spread tomorrow. My daughter just went down for her nap. I have my iced coffee. It's 11:40, so we'll see how much I can get done. Hopefully she'll sleep for like a couple hours, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to this cat. So if I could get like most of the way done with this, that would be awesome. I just finished this little cat, but she's still asleep. It's almost 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep going and move on to this next page. Obviously, I did not keep going. She woke up right after I said that. So this is me working the next day. I'm taking a break from the sketchbook spread I was working on before, and I'm trying to make a little bit of progress on this artwork. This one I started just as a portrait of my daughter, and I had this really cute photo of her sleeping, and then I had some new supplies I wanted to try out. It was just kind of a practice thing. I had this toned paper and then the Holbein pastel pencils that I wanted to try out together. But then once I did it, I actually really liked how it turned out. So I wanted to make it into more of a finished artwork. Originally, I was thinking I was gonna do just like a bunch of flowers behind her, but then I wasn't sure if it wouldn't really make sense. So I kind of went more the route of trying to put her in a little bit of like a dreamland. There's like the moon and the stars, and then I'm gonna have it look kind of like there's gonna be clouds beneath her. I don't know. Right now I feel like it looks a little bit like just like a floating head in space. I'm hoping my vision kind of all comes together. I do like it so far. I really like the colors. I just don't normally do artworks like this. I'm hoping that it turns out good. I can hear my daughter's up from her nap. I basically just did a second layer of blue over this whole back portion and then started doing the black. So I'm gonna kind of do the black all throughout, but like leave some spaces open so you can like see the layers beneath, if that makes sense. And then these are going to be like kind of similar to the moon. Hopefully it'll look kind of luminescent. And then I'm planning on doing clouds down here. So it kind of looks like she's in like a dream world. We'll see. It's honestly very different from what I normally do. Hopefully I like how it turns out. Alright, this is the last day of the week. I'm back to the same sketchbook that I was working in before. I'm curious if you either work full-time doing something other than art, or if you're a parent, how much art you can usually squeeze in a week. I feel like this is kind of an average week for me. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do way less. It just kind of depends on what we have going on and if I have other stuff I need to be doing when she's sleeping. But yeah, I will see you in the next video.